Howdy friendos, my name is Stuart, and welcome back to the weird section of the D&dcember videos. Today we are looking at the classic Robin Williams movie, Jumanji. This movie was a fun action flick for kids, starring fantastic actors and dealt with a lot of cool practical effects. And let's just get into it. We'll be looking at the live-action movie from the 90s and not the spiritual successor, Zathura, or the other two Jumanji movies. Even though they are loosely connected and technically canon, we're just not going to do it. So be sure to, oh god, here it comes, vine swing over to the like button and avoid the angry monkeys while ringing the bell. Sharpen your skills with the subscribe button and roll a double and tell us what other characters you want us to see in future videos in the comments below. Today we'll be covering the four players of Jumanji, Alan Parrish and Sarah White from 1969, nice, and Judy and Peter Shepard from 1995. They're all standard issue kids from their respective time periods. Alan is the son of the shoe factory owner of the town and is constantly bullied. He's timid but seems to be genuinely a nice kid. Sarah is the local girl who knows Alan and is polite enough to return a stolen bike. Both don't get their true development until the game begins, however. Jumping to 1995, Judy and Peter are newly orphaned siblings taken to their aunt. Peter has become withdrawn while Judy tries to tell elaborate lies, something that's earned a reputation in her family, and are trying to navigate their new lives together. We are going to start everyone at true neutral since they're all kids at roughly the same age, and begin developing further as the movie picks up. And with that out of the way, let's go!
It's me! It's me, Alan, Mom and Dad!
Hey, Parrish! What's the rush?
A young Alan Parrish avoids getting beat by hiding in his dad's shoe factory. He talks with his friend and shoemaker Carl, but accidentally destroys the gym shoes he was making. Terrified, Alan does nothing and leaves. Neutral. After a karmic beatdown and his bike stolen, Alan discovers and takes a board game after being drawn by drums that only he can hear. After a particularly rough day, Alan lashes out when his father tries to send him to boarding school. This is pretty typical for a 10-year-old, so chaotic neutral. Moments before running away, Alan is greeted by Sarah Whittle and his bike. The two begin talking before they're drawn by the drums of Jumanji. The two begin to play and it goes badly. Sarah is chased down the street by a swarm of angry bats while Alan is sucked into a game until someone rolls him free. Neutral.
I wouldn't want to live in a house where someone was murdered.
For 26 years, both Alan and Sarah suffer. Alan is thrust into a jungle world surviving against animals and a crazed hunter Van Pelt. Sarah, the last person to have seen Alan seemingly alive, is ostracized. She rightfully thinks the night was a psychotic episode, becoming a recluse psychic for hire as the city falls to ruin. True neutral, twice for the both of them.
So what do you think, young man?
Having moved into their new home, Judy and Peter Shepard cope with the new situation. Peter is reserved, silently exploring the house and barely saying a word. Judy, however, trolls the hell out of the realtor. Even in school, the two struggle. Chaotic neutral for Judy and neutral for Peter. Hearing the drums that had caught Alan and Sarah's attention, the Shepards ditch school to investigate. Finding Jumanji, they decide to play a clearly cursed game. Yeah, I remember us kids in the 90s used to play all the haunted or magical games instead of school. That was written as a joke in the script, but I played the shit out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yep, I've been sent to the Shadow Realm at least 3 times. That was written in the script, and I... yes, organic content, let's go! Chaotic neutral. For both the kids. The two immediately realize the game is cursed and summon up the dangerous wasps and monkeys. Even Judy tries to stop before they take a look at the rules. Realizing they have to keep playing to undo the damage and not get in trouble, they press on, chaotic neutral. With another roll, Peter summons a lion. Cornered, the two are saved by a much older and freed Alan. He saves the kids and realizes at long last he's home. He does manage to save the kids and trap the lion in one of the rooms. Neutral good.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Not gonna lie, I got choked up at this Nat 20 scene. Having returned home for the first time in decades, Alan thanks Peter with joy before realizing the truth. His hometown is in shambles. Carl is now a bitter cop and his parents died, having thrown themselves entirely into finding their missing son. Peter and Judy try to help cover for Alan and are honest, save for one lie from Judy before Peter stops her, and it's absurdly heart-wrenching as Alan realizes his parents did care in a unique version of It's a Wonderful Life, all sold beautifully by Robin Williams' great performance. Nat 20 scene and Nat 20 after. Rest in peace, King. Neutral.
I know you're upset and all, but I kind of feel we should finish the game.
After saying goodbye to his folks, Judy pleads to Alan to play again. Dude's been trapped for nearly 3 decades, however, so don't try to blame him for saying no. He does, however, carjack a dying realtor to save the Shepards from the bugs. Neutral good.
How about Peter and I play, and you just sort of watch.
Back home, Alan is ready to move on. In a wonderfully hilarious and devious choice, Peter uses reverse psychology to get Alan to at least watch. Damn, beware the silent ones. Neutral good for Alan and chaotic good for Peter.
The elephant was mine.
Realizing that Judy and Peter are continuing the game started in 1969, Alan quickly realizes he has to finish the game and get the last member of the group back. Finding a now terrified Sarah, Alan is upfront about his return to his old friend. Sarah takes it well.
You killed her.
Lawful good.
Whoa, God! No!
Bringing Sarah back to the game, she understandably doesn't want to play again. In order to get her to play, Alan tricks her into rolling the dice. Dick move, Alan, even if it is to undo everything. But chaotic good for Alan and chaotic neutral for Sarah. Surviving the last death trap after Alan takes charge, the group make a pact, swearing that they'll continue the game no matter what. The group works to beat Jumanji. This is proven to be difficult when Alan must run away from his arch nemesis, Van Pelt. Lawful good for everybody.
He's a hunter. He kills things, that's what he does. And right now he wants to hunt me and kill me, okay?
With Alan and Sarah bickering about old wounds, Judy and Peter keep playing. Things go from bad to worse when a pelican snatches up the game. Alan loses his cool and berates Peter, who in turn risks his life and limb to get the game back. Chaotic evil technically for Alan, I know, and for everyone else, lawful good. Unfortunately for everyone, the Popo comes in and arrests Alan. Noticing Van Pelt is trying to snipe them, Alan accepts the arrest to save everyone. Wanting to do the right, and no doubt motivated by Alan lashing out, Peter attempts to cheat to win. Too bad the game doesn't like cheaters. Lawful good for Alan, chaotic good for Peter.
No, it doesn't mean much after 26 years. But I'm sorry.
Atoning at last, Alan apologizes to Carl about doing nothing about the shoes and reveals who he is. You know what? Nat 20 joke. Convincing Carl to let him go, Alan tries to steal the car and keep Carl safe, only to have him dragged into danger when Van Pelt strikes the other players. Neutral good for Alan, and then chaotic good for stealing the car.
Well, maybe we can bail him out with a check.
Sarah, Judy, and the now returned monkey Peter work to collect bail money before Van Pelt steals the game. The three work together to protect the game and their lives. They are luckily saved by Alan and a faulty brake line. Lawful good.
Alan, talk to him, please.
On their way back home with Sarah's insistence, Alan tries to have a heart-to-heart with Peter, but comes across cold thanks to his father. Realizing who he's sounding like, Alan apologizes and helps Peter with his new transformational predicament. Lawful good on Alan's part. And also, real good maturity, realizing as an adult that you're making a mistake with a kid. That is hard to do. Becoming your parents is a real risk. Can fucking relate. You know what? Take another nat 20 for that. That's good.
I grew up in this. It's out there that scares me.
With chaos reigning in town, the players quickly work to finish the game. They survive monsoons, crocodiles, quicksand, spiders, and more. Everyone is working as a team to win. Better than some D&D adventures do, at least. Things look grim for Judy, but the group keeps pushing through to undo the damage. Lawful good.
Stand up.
Close to winning, Alan is cornered by Van Pelt. Trying to roll, but not seeing one of the dice, Alan faces death. He's terrified, but won't run. He's rewarded as Sarah goes to take the bullet for herself by seeing the board and saying the single word.
Jumanji.
All the damage is undone, and time resets back to 1969. Alan and Sarah keep their memories, but Judy and Peter are erased from the timeline, at least for now. Apologizing to his father and admitting that he ruined Carl's shoes, Alan and Sarah chuck the game into the river. They live for 26 years, helping the town and eventually saving Judy and Peter's parents from an accident. Lawful good, just several times. I think Jumanji's fun, and it's aged really well and way better than I thought, like going from a kid to an adult. Not only are the practical effects and the CG, like, they're a product of their time, but I gotta say, the character interaction between two different generations in the writing here is just on point. I did not realize or appreciate how good the relationships between all these characters were until rewatching this movie. It is fantastic, and one of the things I always try to preach, like if I ever get on my soapbox on Twitter or whatever, boomers have their own struggles to deal with, and yes, raised in 1969, not exactly a boomer, but the gap there is real, and both both of them had parental issues. And you know what? Like, this movie addresses that, and I think it just needs recognized. And you know what? I'm glad we covered this movie. It was actually Cinema who really pushed us to do this one, and I'm really glad he did. Thank you, buddy, for like encouraging me to do this one, because I just do not remember how good this movie actually was. And what did you guys think? Did you think this was a better choice than I thought it was going to be? Let me know. Are there any other 90 movies I need to cover? Especially stuff from Robin Williams. I could probably do Hook. Hook would be a very easy one to do. Anyway, thank you for putting up with my call to actions. Thank you to the patrons, and I'll see you all next time.